Marvel Rivals Season 2 just dropped and made a big splash with Emma Frost, a curvy vanguard with questionable comic accuracy. But of course, our DC Rivals series is still ongoing, so let's look at a comic accurate duelist with Batgirl as Cassandra Cain. More DC girl power. After a recent poll, you guys made it clear to me that our fictionalized DC Rivals game needs more girl power. Specifically of the Bat and Super variety. Hello again, welcome back to my channel. As always, I'm Brad. Thank you so much for joining me again today as I continue my Marvel Rivals inspired DC rivalized superheroes. And while Emma Frost is kicking ass in Marvel Rivals Season 2 as a powerful vanguard, I'm going to look at Batgirl and Supergirl. And honestly, I think maybe Supergirl could give her a run for her money as a super vanguard. I begin both characters with that loose, scribbly gesture drawings, looking for a cool pose and finding the correct proportions. And my goal with all of these designs is to give them a slight rivalized update, but also stay true and maintain their true core DC visual identity. And as I'm working, Supergirl's pose and design come together really quick in the rough design phase. So the problem is I'm struggling a little more with Batgirl. I feel like I know who Kara Zor-El is, but Cassandra Cain? Who is she? Orphan? The Black Bat? Batgirl? All of the above. In fact, Cassandra is the fourth person to take up the mantle of Batgirl, but probably the most deadly and skilled of them all. She's the daughter of assassins David Cain and Lady Shiva, created to be the perfect warrior and a member of Ra's al Ghul's League of Assassins. As a child, her entire life was nothing but grueling and abusive training, to the point where she never learned to read, write, or speak. My initial concept for her design was to incorporate some bat motifs and combine it with her orphan or early assassin designs. But after learning more about her character and her backstory, I decided she really needs to be Batgirl in the full design sense. And while I think this design is a very cool version of Cassandra Cain, I decided to go another way and design a more imposing and confident pose with a more iconic Batgirl design. And so I decided to throw that sketch away and redesign her and refigure out her look and pose. And she ended up taking a little more time than I expected, so much so that I decided to put a hold on Supergirl, and we'll get back to her next week. And the rest of this episode is really just nailing down the Cassandra Cain design. So after a few rough gesture design poses, I came up with this more imposing, slight upshot of Cassandra. Strong, muscular, and deadly, and probably a duelist who could easily match Batman's in-game skills. But maybe that's open for debate. Let me know what you think in the comments. On screen, I'm giving the design a cleaner but still loose pencil cleanup. I'm trying to give it the correct detail and anatomy. And if I want to change anything before inks and colors, then I'll do it at this stage. I tried adding an assassin-like hood with bat ears, but ultimately decided it didn't quite work, and I went with a more traditional Batgirl head and ears. As far as other rivals like design and accessories or tech, I decided to keep it fairly minimum. Again, I'm going to go with more of a traditional, a more comic accurate version, but with some slight modifications. I'm also deciding to give her her katana because I feel like that really adds to her character. And now I'm pretty happy with her pencil designs, and we're going to speed through some of the ink and cleanup lines here. And this is the stage where all the details really start to come together, all the fine costume, line work, and details. And as always, all the artwork for this video is done using Clip Studio Paint. And if you're interested, there is a link for a free download to Clip Studio Paint in the description below. And if you have any questions about my design process, please leave me a comment and ask me some questions, and I'll get back to you right away. And if you haven't yet, then please subscribe if you like my content and smash that like button because it really helps out this channel, which helps me to continue making fun videos like this and some other cool fun stuff that I have coming up. And if you want to help out the channel even more, then please check out my Patreon, where I'll be adding exclusive artwork and tutorials every month, including a new tutorial next week, so please check that out. So join for free while I iron out the details over there, and let me know what you think, and there's a link in the description below. Let's create and share some awesome comic and gaming artwork over there. And with that out of the way, it's time to start laying down our color flats for this version of Batgirl. So before I start laying down my flat colors, I need to choose which colors I want to use. And her costume is mostly black and very dark grays, so I'm going with that, obviously, but I'm going to use a little more yellow than she traditionally does. The yellow belt and trim and other design details will really help to break up all that solid black. The yellow and the dark gray areas will really help to give her a little more dimension and make her stand out a little more. So as far as live action goes, I guess this character has only really hit the screen once in that Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie. And honestly, the less said about that movie, the better. But I think her most accurate on-screen appearance was in Young Justice. I've only seen the first 2.5 seasons of that series, but it was so good, I really need to finish it off. What do you guys think? Any Young Justice fans out there? As for my Batgirl on the screen, my color flats are done. I'm pretty happy with them, and I'm going to start laying down some shadow tones and some blending tones now. And as you can see in the top left corner of the screen, I'm using my watercolor brush. I find it's really great for blending colors and building tones. These brushes blend and mix colors the same way a real brush would. And these are default brushes packed with a standard Clip Studio paint. And when you're painting a character that's dressed all in black like this, you really need to pay attention to your light source and your reflectiveness, because that's what's going to give the character some depth and make them feel like they're a three-dimensional object. And while she's lit from screen right, she's still going to get a bit of bounce light on her screen left side as well. And now at this point, she's getting close to being done, and I'm going to add a lot of the fine detail. I'm going to add shadow colors and highlights to the gold trim, as well as more details in the costume, like the stitch lines and things like that. I like adding these highlight lines around her armor sections and costume. It's a fine detail that really adds to the rival style and look. And now I think I'm basically done. I'm going to add that rival style rim light to her left side, and that should be about it. What do you guys think? Did I give Cassandra Cain the respect she deserves? Is she rivalized? Let me know in the comments, and let me know what you think of this series, this DC Rivals. Are you still enjoying it? Who do you want to see next? Let me know in the comments. And if you're not already, please like, subscribe, let me know what you think, and look forward to Supergirl early next week. So thank you so much for watching, all the best, and I will see you in the next one.